Failure is a possibility that can happen. If all else doesn't fail, you don't compare enough. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then it's likely to happen. People work better when they know what the goals are and why it's important that people come to work in the morning and enjoy work. You want to go the extra mile at making the best thing you can. Find anything wrong with it and fix it. Look for negative feedback, especially from your friends. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. Something has to be better. When you try to create a company, it feels like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportions. You want to have a future where you can expect things to get better, not times where you expect things to get worse. You have to be moved enough to make it happen. Otherwise, you will only make yourself miserable. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. I think this is the single best advice. Keep thinking about how you can do things better and questioning yourself. I think life on Earth must be more than just solving problems. It should be something inspiring, even if it's not a big thing. Using PayPal, I thought, what are the problems that most impact the future of mankind? Not from the perspective of, what's the best way to make money? I'm interested in things that change the world or that affect the future through the wonders of new technology where you look at them and say, wow, how did that happen? How is that possible? I wouldn't say I have the least amount of fear. However, I want my fear emotion to lessen because it is so disturbing and boiling over my nervous system. To make an embarrassing admission, I like video games. That's what got me into software engineering when I was a kid. I wanted to make money so I could buy a better computer to play better video games, nothing like saving the world. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question. But I want to be clear, I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. Tesla is here to stay and keep fighting for the electric car revolution. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. Don't confuse schooling with education. I didn't go to Harvard, but the people that work for me did. You have to be pretty driven to make it happen. Otherwise, you will just make yourself miserable. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. There have to be reasons you get up in the morning and you want to live. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. Take risks now and do something bold. You won't regret it. If the rules are such that you can't make progress, then you have to fight the rules. Great companies are built on great products. Persistence is very important. You should not give up, unless you are forced to give up. There have to be reasons that you get up in the morning, and you want to live. Why do you want to live? What's the point? What inspires you? What do you love about the future? If the future does not include being out there among the stars and being a multi-planet species, I find that incredibly depressing. A small level of fear is motivational. It forces me to have a backup plan. The average multimillionaire supposedly has 7 sources of income. They all have backup plans. If something has to be designed and invented, and you have to figure out how to ensure that the value of the thing you create is greater than the cost of the inputs, then that is probably my core skill.